Hi everyone, welcome to the Unbound Life. So, on this channel, we love talking about things that make a difference, like finance, travel, and life in general. Today, we are diving into an important topic of systematic withdrawal plans and how they can help you create a reliable income stream while keeping your investments growing. So, let's get started. A systematic withdrawal plan allows you to withdraw a fixed amount from your mutual fund investments at regular intervals. Like you can decide the interval, it could be monthly, quarterly, annually, however you would like to do it, while keeping the rest of your investment growing. So, it is a fantastic strategy for retirees and people who want to seek financial independence and anyone who wants a structured withdrawal plan. Choosing the right fund is key to an effective SWP strategy. So, there are some top categories of funds that you can choose from. Not all fund categories are feasible for an SWP plan, but here are a few. So, the first is debt funds. They are great for conservative investors who are seeking predictability. They are low risk and also stable income. Then we have the conservative hybrid funds. So it's a mix of debt, close to 70 to 90% of debt in some of these funds, and then 10 to 15% of equity for very moderate growth. We also have the large cap funds. These can also be used for an SWP planning. However, we might need to be aware of the market conditions and going through a downturn. You might want to relook at your SWP strategy if there is an aggressive market fall at any point of time. So, this could lead to some volatility. And then we also have the balanced aggressive hybrid funds, which is again comes with a bit of higher return while managing the risk element of it. So it warrants a small portion, 15 to 20% of allocation to debt, while usually the equity allocation is close to 85%. Great. Great. Now that we know some of those categories of funds where you can do SWPs, let's look at three practical examples of some funds. So we'll first take a look at the HDFC short term debt fund. Let's assume that we are doing the SWP for a 9-year period. We have invested a lump sum amount in 2013 for 90 lakhs and we want to withdraw 25,000 from this fund. I know that this is feels like a small number, but this number is close to the safe withdrawal rate in India, close to 3.3%. Let's see what this fund generates. So you have been able to withdraw close to 27 lakhs from this fund. However, the current value has grown after taking these withdrawals. It has grown to 1 crore 91 lakh. So it shows that this fund has performed well. It has performed very stably while you have taken these withdrawals, right? So since the return is 8% of this fund and you're withdrawing at a 3.3% rate annually, it gives the room for your capital to grow. So you can fairly well understand that it is providing you the stability and it is providing you a significant amount of growth. There is certain room to also increase the withdrawal amount and still continue to protect your 90 lakh rupees capital over a very long period of time. All right, let's jump into the next one. Let's look at the Axis Blue Chip Fund here. Obviously, these are not fund recommendations. I'm just using examples. Uh, uh, and let's go ahead with 2015 as the investment date and 2016 as the date when you start withdrawing this amount. Obviously, we have to keep in mind in comparison to the HDFC fund, this is starting after 1 year's gap. We are doing this keeping in mind the long term capital gains tax. So, if we look at the amount we have withdrawn, it's the same, and the current value of the fund has grown to 2 crores 31 lakhs at close to a 12% annual return, obviously we are getting a big almost a 9% gap from what we withdraw versus what the fund is generating as returns. However, since it's a pure equity fund, you see that the growth is lumpy, so we will have to be aware of this. However, since it's the large cap space and we have a long term horizon of taking SWP withdrawals, still probably a good strategy to take withdrawals from a fund like this. But for a much more risk averse investor, probably this might not be the fund to look into. The third one that we are going to look at is the ICICI Prudential Equity and Debt Fund. Again, not a recommendation, however, just an example. The same values, 90 lakh invested, withdrawal amount of 25,000 rupees per month, and the same withdrawal amount, but the current value is much higher. It has grown to close to 3 crores 13 lakhs at a return of close to 15%. And since there is a good debt component, while the ride has been still a bit more lumpy than what the HDFC fund has shown, it's still stable without too many sudden dips in the growth of the fund. So you should feel free to go log into Advisor Coach. It's a free platform. You should be able to do this yourself. Look at the SWP calculator and figure out what fund works best for you. However, in the next segment, we are going to talk a little bit about some of the frameworks that we can develop in building our withdrawal strategy. Okay, now let's explore the different SWP strategies you can use. So first is the fixed SWP strategy. You decide that this is the static amount that I would need every month for predictable cash flows, and this is something that you can just set in your mutual fund app and it will start generating predictable cash flows. It is best for retirees who want to start generating income from their mutual fund portfolio. Then there could be a growth based strategy. This is a bit more defensive, so it primarily focuses on capital protection and you only withdraw the returns that you generate from your investment, keeping the capital intact, so it ensures a lot of longevity to your capital. So if you have that required amount of cash flow from other sources, this is a good strategy to use. If you are getting some interest income from your debt allocation, this could be a great strategy to use. And then we also have an inflation adjusted SWP strategy, which is the more aggressive strategy. So if you think that you have a sizable enough corpus and you would want to continue to upgrade your lifestyle or just manage your increasing costs due to inflation, you can also look at this inflation adjusted SWP strategy, where you say that you are going to increase your withdrawals by 5-6% annually to keep up with rising costs, and then you can surely choose the right SWP plan. Maybe you could go into the blue chip fund or an aggressive hybrid fund as well. So these are some ways to look at funds when you start investing in funds right at the onset of your accumulation period, so that you are well structured when it comes to start benefiting from SWPs when you're reaching a goal or you want to retire. Great. I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more such insights on finance. Comment below which SWP strategy you would be choosing. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.